Hi there, this is Mr. Rancourt, and I wanted to take a few minutes and explain to you what you're going to do for the next few assignments for science. All right, so the first thing you're going to do this week is you are going to take an inventory of your traits. You're also going to interview 3 more family members as well. So by the end of this assignment, you should have taken an inventory of traits from 4 different people. You happen to be the 4th person. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go through here. You're going to start here. You're going to add your name. Actually, let me open this up with Canby real quick because I think that'll be a little helpful. 1 second. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through here and you're going to take a personal inventory of you and 3 other family members. All right, so you're going to read the first one after you put your name up here. Okay. Number 1 says, I have detached earlobes. If you have detached earlobes, then all I want you to do is take up that markup tool and I want you to highlight yes. If you don't, then obviously you would highlight no. If you're not quite sure what detached earlobes are, Google it. You're going to do that for numbers 1 through 12. Again, this is just for you. Then, starting on the second page, you're going to interview your first family member. Do the same thing. If they have detached earlobes, mark yes. If they don't, mark no. Do 1 through 12. You're going to do that for a total of 3 family members plus yourself. So by the end, like I said, you should have interviewed, quote unquote, interviewed 4 people. So that'll be what you do on the first day or the first assignment. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take all these yeses and nos and you're going to add them up and you're going to put them on this sheet right here. Be careful. It looks very similar to the other one, but slightly different. Let's read through the directions. So it says how many people in your group, and instead of group, you're going to, obviously this applies to family. So how many people in your family have each trait? Fill in the data table below by counting the number of people who marked yes and the number of people who marked no. So what you're going to do is you're going to add up all the yeses and the nos and you're going to write those in here. So you're creating a data table. Okay. That'll be what you do for the second assignment. So the first assignment is just taking the inventory of yourself along with 3 other family members. The second part of the assignment is going to be actually adding up all these yeses and nos and transferring them into this data table right here. The third part of the assignment is where you're actually going to go in and create an actual bar graph of all this information. Okay. So the numbers that you have right here should go in. Let me delete this real quick. I'm sorry. Right here. I'm going to send you this link. Everything else will be filled in for you except these numbers right here. You'll need to do that. And again, those numbers come from right here. Let's quickly review real quick what you do in order to create a bar graph. When you get all this information in, remember in my class, I told you make sure your cursor is in cell A1. Then you're going to go to Insert, go to Chart, and it's probably going to pull up this chart right here. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to scroll all the way up, and under Chart Type, I need you to click on Column Chart. A column chart is just a vertical bar graph. And you should notice real quick that it's going to change into something that looks very, very familiar. Let me slide this out of the way. Okay, so these bars right here represent the data that you got from here. This data came from the previous assignment. Hope that makes sense. If you're in my class, we talked about some specific requirements when it comes to creating a bar graph. Let's go through those real quick. I'll kind of do it here and you can follow along with your assignment as well when you're ready. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is make sure you have an appropriate title. I would make the title the same thing over here, except I would call it an inventory of my family traits. And notice it's the same right here as well. So you could actually take this, copy that, and transfer it right into there. Remember, in my class, I also told you that you need to bold. You also need to center align that. And if you want to change the color of that text, feel free to do so. You're going to notice right here that the horizontal axis is already labeled, but it does need to be bolded. Okay. You'll notice there's nothing right here. And these numbers actually represent the number of family members who have these specific traits. So what I would do right here is click on this. Okay. And then you're going to go under Customize, Chart and Axis Titles, change this to access title, and I would just say number of family members. Okay. Again, make sure you bold that. I would bold these as well. All of this. You shouldn't have to worry about putting anything in alphabetical order because once you get this data table right here, these will already be pre-typed in for you and they're already in alphabetical order for you. Okay, so you don't need to worry about the alphabetical thing. All right. Let's do a real quick inventory real quick. I've got my title centered. I've got it bolded. I've got my axes both labeled correctly. This is all labeled bolded. If you want to change the color of your bars, I don't have a problem with that. Just make sure all the yeses are the same color and all the no's are the same color. Okay. And obviously I'm missing no's right here because I had no one in my family that had allergies or no one that was able to cross their left over their right. And so on and so forth. Okay. So if you see that and it looks weird, don't be alarmed. Okay. When you get all this in, you're going to turn this into PowerSchool. The instructions for that will be in PowerSchool as well, or look for it in my daily email. But let's real quick, let's recap what you're doing. So on the first assignment or the first day, you're going to complete the inventory of my traits. You're interviewing yourself plus 3 family members. I would avoid doing friends because the whole purpose is to see what traits you possibly have inherited from family members, not your friends, because you don't inherit anything from your friends. So try to do family members. If you can't, then make some adjustments. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take all these yeses and nos from these 4 people, and you're going to add them up and record them right here. These columns here should not equal more than 4. If they do, then you've interviewed an extra person or you've just wrote down the wrong number or typed in the wrong number. So please make sure that you double check. Okay. Then on the third part of the assignment is going to be this, or the third day is you're taking this information and you're transferring it into this Google spreadsheet right here. Again, I would double check before you create the bar graph and make sure that the sum of these 2 columns right here does not equal anything greater than 4. Okay. Again, if it does, then you've probably interviewed too many people or your numbers are just incorrect. So double check. Okay. Then insert chart and you can finish your bar graph. If you have any questions, please make sure that you email me at drancourt@concord.k12.in.us or you can Google Hangout me. Okay. See ya.